tracking the speaker's progress in order to give a good evaluation. You could not have missed 5-6 meetings. Not say a presenter do 2-3 projects and then come in and decide to do an evaluation like that speaker.
That is important. If you are going to develop me as a speaker, you have got to look at me. Where am I coming from? And the comments alone don't work. You have got to spend time with me. The persons I mentor, I sit and talk with them at the end of the meeting. I have Toastmasters when they go up. They are stiff. And I'm trying to figure out ways of getting them to be relaxed. And it happens after the meeting. It happens talking with them. It's not about giving an evaluation and disappearing. Anytime I ask you to redo a speech, you have my home number. You are the only one allowed to call me after 8 o'clock. We are going to sit and work through this speech. You have got to be there because what I did today, whether good or bad, is what I know how to do today. And your job is to help me to do better. I was making a point when I went blank. Grammar, yes. I will take, go ahead.
In which speech do you suggest to tell the speaker to redo the speech? In the speech at the lectern, in the written one, or in the speech, in the evaluation after the speech?
It's usually the public one. The choice is yours. Let me state something here. Toastmaster says you do not have to redo the speech. Toastmaster says you do not have to redo the speech. Toastmaster says you should do your speech as many times until you develop proficiency. How many of you knew that? The two are two different statements, meaning that I can't force you to redo it. But they are encouraging you to redo your speech as many times as much as needed till you develop proficiency. So the choice is yours. I usually suggest at the lectern so that persons know this is how I feel. And I usually say why. That is something I learned early. The first time I had to ask somebody to redo a speech, I felt bad. I was in tears. Because I just felt bad for this person because there were so many things I believed that were good about it, but I did not believe he met the objectives. So I went to my mentor. This is what I did. What did I do wrong? Because some people agree with me and some people don't. He said, did you state why? Did you offer the person suggestion to become better? And some of those things I had not done. So I had to learn to incorporate that. This is why I don't believe you met the objectives. These are some of the limits you had. In fact, I'll give you the example. One of the things was to present to a group of school children. You had 15 minutes, 30 minutes if your club allowed it, and he took the 30 minutes. My number one evaluation was school students do not want to hear you for 30 minutes. They're graduating. They want to go home. It's not your time. You need to speak to them and send them. So those are some of the things I had to learn to say clearly.
Madam Presenter, 45 minutes have expired for the session.
My 20 minutes and the 15 minutes?
45 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I will take 2 more questions. Sorry, I'm looking at the red and saying that's my 20 minutes. I'm now into question and answers. Sorry.
I want to go back to something that you said before. My name is Elaine from New York. Something that you said about the evaluations. And I was thinking for me, the evaluations that are easy for me, I don't want to do. I want to challenge and take on the ones that are tough for me because that helps me to grow. So that's just my opinion. When I'm giving an evaluation and it's something that's really tough, that's the one I want to do.
All right, you're thinking in terms of the technical presentation?
The technical I would take it. I would go and say, yes, let's go for it because that's going to help me in the relentless pursuit of excellence.
I agree with you that you can, and I sit and evaluate some quietly, but remember carefully, and I say this with as much respect as possible, the evaluation is not about you. And therefore, my job is to do you justice. My job is to make you feel that you have done the best you've ever done. And I'm talking about understanding certain things. For example, public relations. What do you as an individual know about public relations that that person has done? In fact, I teach at home, and somebody pretended to be a teacher, and she was evaluated by another Toastmaster. And I sat there, and at the end of it, I said to the evaluator, I wish you had spoken with me, because nowhere in the teaching world would this have taken place. But the speech was well done according to the evaluator. There is no, I'm going to tell you, nowhere in the teaching world you would have lost your license. Because you were speaking to small children, and every word you used was over 3 syllables. That was one of the first things I would have evaluated. That's what I'm talking about, taking certain technical things to an evaluation. It doesn't mean you can't do it. Sit quietly, evaluate them. That's what I do. Do I agree with this person? Do I was a technical person? Do I? What do you say? So I'm slowly building my skills to evaluate a technical presentation. But for the time being, I do it at the back, and I share with a mentor who is building me to build the person who is speaking. It doesn't mean I will never ever do it. My job is, will you get up back, or will everybody say she's done a good job? 2 more questions we only have, yes.
Good morning, Dr. Something that, from what all of us said today, it therefore means that the vice presidents of education have to make sure that when they assign evaluators for persons, that those persons come. Because I can't come to a meeting today and be told, evaluate X. I have had no time to speak with X. So therefore, we need to now look at even the VP Education's rule, and to make sure that as far as is humanly possible, that you know that I have time to call you the day before or whatever, etc.
I agree with you. Here's my challenge to you. As Vice President of Education, know your evaluators, find the best, have persons beforehand. But here's my challenge to you, because my club you're going to go and ask to speak. When you take a quick look at the program, I run through the manuals. Supposing I'm asked to be grammarian, am I ready? Supposing I'm asked to evaluate this number 10 speech, am I ready? Most of those I have in my head. That's how bad I tell you I take Toastmasters. I take it seriously. There are certain rules I have for my profession where I get paid. I take that same thing to Toastmasters. Wake me up in the middle of the night, I can be a Toastmaster of the day. Wake me up in the middle of the night, I can be a general evaluator. I have those speeches ready and waiting. I can walk through the door, not for no other reason than I'm prepared. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Get those, that is why I said, do you know the speeches you will not do? Don't think that I'm asking you to be in an embarrassing position. I'm asking you to take Toastmasters so seriously that you have already gone through all the speeches, that you have already gone through most of the manuals, so you have an idea. And when need be, you can call and get a panel to help you to build that person if it's a last-minute thing. Somebody asked about the sandwich technique, and if that's all we have to use, I'm going to encourage you that we have what is known as content, structure, delivery. Find the plus and the minus under each. What did he say? Did it have anything to do with the topic? The structure, is it well organized? And the delivery. And you can use that technique using the sandwich for each. This was well done, this was not well done, and we're well over the time, and I'm bad at time management. Don't ask me to time your speech content.
Could you repeat content, structure?
Content, structure, delivery, and I usually have an other. Put a plus and minus under each. On Sunday they have an evaluation. I was going to do the leadership aspect, but I've been asked to do that segment on Sunday. So if you're here, we can spend a few more minutes on this and finish up on Sunday when we're doing how do you evaluate leaders who really don't want to hear anything from you. So how do you do it? All right. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. We hope we're not